Hey kids, it's Pastor Nora, and today we're going to teach you a brand new Bible verse from our gospel lesson that you heard in church today. And the Bible verse that we're learning actually comes from one of my favorite parables of all time, the parable of the tax collector and Pharisee. And I really like this parable for many reasons, but what I really love about it is the grace of God in it that you see that's prevalent throughout it all. Because on one side you have a Pharisee who is self-righteous, meaning that he thinks he's okay in God's sight, all by himself. And you can see that in his prayer, especially when he said, "I thank you that I'm not like this person or that person." But then you have this tax collector who felt very ashamed of his sins, but yet he trusted that God would forgive him of all his sins. Even though he was ashamed of his sins, he trusted that God would forgive him. And what did Jesus say at the very end? That man went home to his house justified that day because he trusted in God's mercy, love, and grace. The mercy, love, and grace that's given to us in the cross of Christ in his empty tomb. And that's what we cling to as Christians. And today, the Bible verse we're going to be learning is that prayer from that tax collector where he says, "God, be merciful to me, a sinner." All right? And for the motions for this, we're just going to take the motions right out of the parable. So when you say it, let's see, the tax collector, he went to the temple. After that, he stood far off, and he wouldn't even look up to heaven, but he would beat his breast saying, "God, be merciful to me, a sinner." So we're going to say that, okay? And for the motion, just keep your eyes down, just like that tax collector, and just gently beat your breast like that and say, "God, be merciful to me, a sinner." Can you say that with me? Nora Ann. All right. All right, so let's say it together, okay? God, be merciful to me, a sinner. God, be merciful to me, a sinner. God, be merciful to me, a sinner. Thank you so much, Nora, for helping. Oh, I know you're not feeling the greatest today. It's okay. All right. Well, that was this week's Bible verse. Tune in next week for next week's Bible verse. Until next time, go in peace and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.